We both are. Tyler Williams. I knew him vaguely. Tall, quiet guy who played baseball. Not someone I would have expected Kate to date secretly. Have you thought about what you want to do? I asked carefully. Like, do you want to keep it or? I don't know yet, Kate admitted. I need time to figure it out. Can you ask Aunt Bonnie if she'll help me? Maybe I can come over and we can talk? I promised to ask Aunt Bonnie and told Kate to hang tight. Right after we hung up, I heard Aunt Bonnie on the phone in the living room. Her voice was raised, and even though I couldn't make out every word, I could tell she was laying into someone, my parents probably. I sat on the edge of the bed in Aunt Bonnie's spare room where she'd moved my boxes. Part of me wanted to eavesdrop, but another part was scared to hear what she was saying. After what felt like forever, the apartment went quiet. A minute later, Aunt Bonnie appeared in the doorway. Well, I just had a nice chat with your father, she said, her voice dripping with sarcasm. He claims they didn't kick you out, just suggested you might want to stay with friends for a while. I snorted. Yeah, right. They literally packed all my stuff. I know, Aunt Bonnie said, sitting down next to me. Your dad's always been good at rewriting history, but I made it clear you're staying with me for now, and we'll be having a family meeting soon to discuss how they've been treating you. My stomach dropped. A family meeting? With them? Do we have to? Eventually, yes, she said, but not right away. First, I want to get you settled here, and I get the feeling there's something you want to ask me. I nodded. Kate wants to know if she can come over to talk to you. About, you know, her situation. Aunt Bonnie smiled. Of course she can. Tell her to come over tomorrow after school. I'll make sure to be home early from work. The rest of that day was weird but nice. Aunt Bonnie helped me unpack my stuff in her spare room. It was small but way nicer than sharing with Kate. I had my own desk, a queen-sized bed, and actual privacy. Aunt Bonnie even took me shopping for some decorations to make the room feel more like mine. While we were out, I kept checking my phone. No messages from my parents. Not even a, "Are you okay?" or "We miss you." Just silence. Kate texted that she'd come over tomorrow around 4 p.m. to talk to Aunt Bonnie. That night, Aunt Bonnie ordered pizza and we watched movies on her couch. It felt so normal, like what I imagined other families did regularly. No walking on eggshells, no feeling like a burden just for existing, just relaxing and enjoying each other's company. You know, Aunt Bonnie said during a quiet moment, I always wanted kids of my own. Never worked out that way. But having you here, it's nice. I didn't know what to say to that, so I just smiled and focused on the movie. But something warm settled in my chest. For the first time in ages, I fell asleep feeling safe. The next day was a Tuesday. Aunt Bonnie had to work, but she left me a key and said to make myself at home. I spent the morning exploring her apartment and the afternoon doing some homework I'd brought with me. At 3:30, I started getting anxious about Kate's visit. Kate showed up right at 4, looking nervous but relieved to see me. We hugged for a long time in the doorway before I pulled her inside. This place is nice, she said, looking around. Aunt Bonnie's not home yet? She should be here any minute, I said. Want some water or something? Kate nodded and followed me to the kitchen. She looked pale and tired, like she hadn't slept well. We sat at the kitchen table in awkward silence for a few minutes before she spoke. Mom and Dad think I'm at debate team practice, she said. They don't suspect anything yet, but Mom made a comment about me gaining weight this morning. I almost had a panic attack. Before I could respond, we heard keys in the door. Aunt Bonnie walked in, still in her work clothes, carrying a bag of groceries. Her face lit up when she saw Kate. There's my other niece, she said warmly, setting down the groceries to give Kate a hug. Kate burst into tears the moment Aunt Bonnie's arms went around her. The next hour was intense. Kate told Aunt Bonnie everything. About Tyler, about being 8 weeks pregnant, about being terrified of our parents finding out. Aunt Bonnie listened carefully, asking questions, but never judging. Have you decided what you want to do?